Hi AATC tutors! In this video, we're going to be demonstrating to you what ideal usage of the Big Three looks like during an online tutoring session. As a refresher, the Big Three include 1. Teach by asking questions, 2. Practice problems, and 3. Positive reinforcement. This will be a qualitative tutoring session, so it'll be for subjects that are not calculation-based. A few examples include language courses, humanities courses, and MPB courses. Let's get to it!
Hi, Janelle. How are you doing?
Hi, Jasmine. I'm doing good. I'm excited because the sun's been coming out lately. How are you?
Yeah, I love this weather. I'm doing well too. I know you mentioned you had a game last weekend. I was wondering how that went.
Oh, wow. Thanks for remembering. Yeah, it went really well. My team won, and we're even celebrating, but we're just been like practicing a lot for our next game in 2 weeks.
Oh shoot, you must be so busy. How are you feeling with MPB right now? Because I know it can be a lot on top of like your practice and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I feel pretty good about it. I feel like I understand most of the class so far, but there's just like one part, like the chambers, that I don't get too much.
Okay, no worries. I know you added your notes to our drive, but do you want to just go ahead and share your screen if you have them so we can take a quick
Yeah.
look?
That'll be helpful. Yeah, so I think I might have also emailed you like what I wanted to cover, but I get this. The only thing I don't understand is like why the R like the right side, the R is on the left side for me, and then sometimes I get confused on like where the blood goes from the ventricles.
Yeah, those are two valid concerns. Why don't we go ahead and like draw this out and work on it together? So if you want to go ahead and share your screen and use the Zoom whiteboard, do you remember how to do that?
Yeah, I think you
Okay,
showed me last time. So it's like share screen, whiteboard. Okay, cool.
awesome. Okay, if we want to draw like blood flow and focus on that, what do you think the first step would be?
Would it be helpful if I drew the heart?
Exactly, yeah, that's a perfect first step.
Okay. So I'll just do what I remember from class, but the first thing I'm confused about is like why the right is on my left.
Yeah, that's a super valid concern. I think a lot of people in MPB get confused with that. So don't worry. Um, the way, or do you mind if I share a way that I like to think
Yeah,
about it?
please,
Okay.
please.
So you know how like if you're looking at someone, if you're facing someone and they're facing you, if they raise their left hand, it looks like their right hand to you, like it's kind of flipped. It's the same idea with the heart. So when we're looking at the heart, we're imagining that we're looking at someone else's heart and they're facing us. So everything we see is going to be flipped in that same way. Can you repeat that back to me? I know that was kind of a lot.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just like mirrored. So like
Hmm.
whatever my right is their like left side.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
exactly. Perfect. And then what would you draw next?
Okay, yeah, I feel pretty good about this stuff because A stands for atrium and V stands for ventricle, and those are just the names of the chambers. And we have that for the left and right side. And also, like, I went over the blood flow with another tutor in drop in, so I get this overall. But then the one thing I always get tripped up on is like where the blood goes from the ventricles.
Yeah, no worries. The way I like to think about it is like I first like to remember the function of the ventricle. So do you remember what the functions of the ventricles of the heart is?
Oh yeah, so my professor was saying that the ventricles pumps the blood like outside of the heart.
Exactly, perfect. And then do you remember what blood carries to the rest of the body? Like what the purpose of blood is?
Oh yeah, it carries oxygen. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So if we know that the ventricles pump blood outside of the heart and it carries oxygen, like you said, we want to start with the right ventricle. And we know we need to get oxygen from somewhere, and our right ventricle is going to send the blood there. So where do you think um, it would go?
Um, do you mind like giving me a hint for this one? I always get confused.
Yeah, I can totally give you a hint. Sorry if that wasn't clear. So the R kind of looks like a P to me. And there's something that starts with a P that's in our whole like circulatory system loop. Do you remember what that is?
Yeah, Trying to think back with the look at my notes. Oh yes, okay. So P is like pulmonary, right?
Mhm.
But I honestly just like using lungs because that helps me remember it. But so lungs, and then oh yeah, and then their system. So like the lungs oxygenate the blood, and then it goes from the left ventricle to the system, or like the whole body, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got it down. Do you want to quickly repeat that back to me, just the entire blood flow that we covered?
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna try not to look at my notes, but basically there's like four chambers of the heart where blood flows through, and it goes from the right atrium to the right ventricle. And you said the R looks like a P, like pulmonary, so it goes to the lungs, and then from the lungs it's oxygenated, so it goes back to the left atrium, then the left ventricle, and then the whole body from there, and then it just like repeats, right, in a loop.
Perfect. You got it down. You're a pro
Okay,
now.
cool.
That was awesome. I'm gonna add your drawing to our Google Drive since it's so beautiful. And then I'll also add like a few links to some helpful videos that kind of assisted me when I was doing this in MPB 101. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much. That helped me answer my questions. I'll see you soon. Have a nice
Bye.
week. Bye.